Savage Cut. Real talk, no filter on Savaged Unfiltered. Savaged.
Alrighty, guys, welcome to the show. Welcome to Savaged Unfiltered. Today we have a guest on from the company of Monkey Colt Coffee Company. That's right, guys. A company here out of Florida, I see. Kind of been checking them out on social media. And what I mean by social media, guys, is I particularly like to stay within Twitter or X or however you want to label it. And some of their coffee, guys, is phenomenal. I've had the chance to taste it. I've had the chance to experience it. And that's all I know. I know it's great tasting coffee. I know it doesn't give you jitters. It doesn't give you like crashes or nothing like that. So I want to bring our guest on, one of the guys, I guess, behind the scenes of this company. And I want to see exactly, what made them start this company and the name behind it, Monkey Colt Coffee. Because when you look at these bags, guys, they have like a monkey and it has like a little like kind of circle thing around it. And I just want to know, what the hell the meaning behind this thing is, because they have a pretty good presence on X. And without further ado, let's bring them in. This is Matt here from Monkey Colt Coffee Company. Matt, how you doing? I hope that was a good introduction, buddy.
It was great. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah. So what made you start this company here, Monkey Colt? And I see you have the bag there on camera.
It's just one of our bags.
Yeah. What made you start this coffee company, Matt? And what's the name behind it, Monkey Colt? Does it have a backstory that goes along with the title at all, or?
Yeah, actually, they tie in, really well together. It's a story I don't go into a lot, but about 4.5 years ago, I lost my fiance to cancer in 17 days, and
wow.
I didn't spend the first couple of years handling it particularly well, and at some point realized that I needed to do something to honor her memory. So we started a coffee company, and the reason we started a coffee company is because we have deep ties in the bourbon community. So we wanted to get something that we can really grassroots through the bourbon community. And we developed a bourbon chocolate chip coffee. And every time we sell a bag, we make a donation to the National Pediatric Cancer Foundation. So we have a partnership with them.
That's awesome.
There.
Yeah,
and,
I see that. Yeah.
And, we were trying to decide what to name the company because, we didn't want to take something and just, talk about just the implications of we made a coffee really to remember somebody's name. So, somebody said something about a cult of monkeys. I'm like, what would a cult of monkeys be? And they'd be like, it's something that rallies around a cause. You get a whole cult of monkeys there behind you wherever you go. So we've really just ran with that. So Monkey Colt Coffee became that.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, and you run with that very well. I mean, Monkey Colt Coffee Company, and when you see Colt, does it kind of drive people away because there are Colts here in America. So when you see Monkey Colt, you're like, oh shit, damn it, man. Does that drive some of the new people that you're trying to bring into the presence of this company at all? Does it drive them away at all or no?
In general, I don't think so. But I mean, there's times I remember we have a distributor in Georgia and he was working in the Bible Belt and he went into our stores and they're like, we're not going to carry something with Colt. And he's like, okay, you don't want to push the subject. And even on, even platforms have suspended us from time to time until we can tell them we're not a cult, where it's a name of a coffee company and they investigate it and find out that we're obviously not a cult.
Yeah, I see that. And, wow. So it has a catchy name, right? Monkey Colt, right? Guys, if you're into good coffee companies, check this company out, guys. I've been kind of drinking it now for like the last, I guess, maybe day now. and it does have a really good taste to it. Like I mentioned earlier in the program here, it doesn't give you jitters. It doesn't give you that crash usually like after like an hour or two, like, most companies do, right? You get that with Folgers, you get that with Maxwell House. Sorry, guys, I've been drinking you guys for years. I've been drinking Folgers and Maxwell House since I was a kid. But this company that the coffee that you guys make, I mean, it's organic. I'm assuming, though, right?
It's not organic. We do have an organic coffee, but we use all specialty grade coffee beans. So what we've gone out and done is we've gotten these great beans from around the world, and we use different beans for the different coffees, but we've created flavors that are alcohol inspired. Like this one's bourbon chocolate chip.
Yeah, I see that.
This one is toasted coconut rum. And we have a golden honey agave.
Wow. I mean, so there's a good selective of brands there you have. Yeah, that's awesome, man.
And we just have a limited edition coffee we put out called Cigar Blend. That's an amaretto and cognac, and it's meant to complement a good dessert or cigar. And that one's doing extremely well. And it's meant to be very limited, but people keep ordering it, so we've kept it on for a little while. And we're about to announce a partnership with a larger brewery down here that we're going to be making a coffee for. We're doing a stouted salted caramel coffee for them. So
wow,
for the beer drinkers that want something that kind of fits into their profile as well.
There you go. Yeah. Partner with some beer drinkers, right? I mean, beer and coffee. I mean, what a mix that is. You would never imagine. Guys, we did put a QR code in here, which we put our code in here, Savage. So if you want to, check out some of this coffee that Matt is presenting here on video, or if you're viewing us on audio, whether it's Spotify, iHeart, Pandora, Apple Music, check us out, guys, or check out Monkey Colt Coffee Company. .com and use the promo code Savage. You'll get all the deals, all the discounts, because in today's times, Matt, I mean, I do believe it's it's okay to to give back to customers with these exclusive deals. So scan the QR code today, guys, and check them out. Really, really good coffee company. We will put in the show notes here on the audio platforms if you're not viewing us in video, whether it's on Rumble or X or Vimeo, it will be listed in the show notes on that as well. But back to the show. So my question is here, Matt, for you, like, what made you, if I did not ask already, what made you start this? Like, have you always had a passion for coffee? Like, when did this come into play?
No, I mean, I've always been a coffee drinker, but I think more I'm a bourbon drinker, and I have big ties to the bourbon community. And having those ties to the bourbon and whiskey community, it's really just finding a product that we could use as a vessel to donate to a cancer foundation, in my fiance's name. And when we looked through everything that we could create, we found some biochemists that were willing to help us develop infusion techniques. And I found some great coffee beans. The first one that we used for bourbon chocolate chip is I use a great Brazilian high altitude bean.
That one's actually my favorite. I like that one. Yeah.
The bourbon chocolate chip. It's been our biggest seller since day one. People love it. I set mine on auto brew in the morning, so when I wake up, my whole kitchen smells like chocolate.
Does it?
Yeah, it's really a good product. We met with these biochemists, and instead of just taking flavors and pouring them on coffee, we wanted to find out how we could develop our own flavors, how we can infuse these flavors into the coffees. And they're non-alcoholic, but we want that taste and flavor there. So that's what we did. And what we do is slightly different. I mean, there's flavored coffee companies out there, but I don't think there's anybody that does exclusively alcohol-infused flavors.
I've never seen that. I mean, yes, there's some big companies out there, that are similar to what you guys are presenting here, even on the show here. But, I don't think that they infuse the alcohol. I mean, I've seen people that infuse marijuana. There's a coffee company actually up in Atlanta that infuses marijuana. I mean, I'm just giving you a little hint. Maybe you want to, I don't want to say steal that concept, but kind of piggyback off of it. But alcohol, wow. what is some of the feedback that you're getting from your customers? With the
mean,
alcohol?
if you look at our Google reviews, we haven't gotten a bad one yet. So we're 60 plus 5-star Google reviews. We just started on Amazon a couple months ago, and we're doing surprisingly well on Amazon. I really did not expect that we would do as well on Amazon as we do.
Oh no.
No, because there's so many coffee companies. I think sometimes you get
there's a
lost
lot
in
of
the sea
competition.
coffee
Yeah. I mean, you got competition. Some big names. I mean, I won't plug. Obviously, they're not. I'm sorry, guys, you're not on the show. I'm not gonna plug it, but yeah, you're right. There's some big names, that you're competing against, especially Amazon, and I know that you're in the state of Florida. So let's talk about the state of Florida since we're on that. Are you getting some good feedback from people here in Florida with your company? I mean, I'm sure they know your presence already so far.
Yeah,
with, promotions and advertisements.
County, yeah, Tampa Bay area, and we get a lot of support from the community. Especially because we're doing something altruistic. The community really gets behind us. So we're in about 30 stores between Florida, Georgia, and moving into Louisiana. But Florida is really where everybody backs us, and there's a lot of bourbon and whiskey groups that drink us exclusively. There's a lot of cigar groups that drink us because we pair so well with cigars. So yeah, we get a ton of push from the community. But the truth is, we sell all over the country. I mean, we've sold to each state at least 5 times through our website. We ship all over the country. Directly. We have free shipping when somebody orders $75.
Michael, Savage.
Alaska was the last holdout. We'd only had 4 sales to Alaska, and recently we picked out our fifth there. So yeah, we're up early shipping every morning, and Amazon's just kind of added to that. So we we're getting into some new fields here soon. We're going to be doing some boozy flavored nuts, like some boozy pecans and almonds and stuff like that, where we infuse them and make glazes out of them.
Yeah, and I like the whole concept, a little monologue on your website where it says boozy coffee is just better. I love it, by the way. I mean, little catchphrases, guys, you got to, throw on products to get the eye. And I get it. 1 second, Matt, I got to get a quick break here. Guys, you're listening to or viewing, depending on the platform you're on, is Matt Zions. He is one of the guys behind this company called Monkey Cult Coffee Company. And it's a tremendous coffee, guys. Not just saying that just because he's on the show. I've actually had the opportunity to experience it and sample some of the coffee that he has, and it's delicious. It really is, guys. I've got pretty much I'm debating between the type of coffee that I have right now with the coffee I have in my house versus Matt's coffee here of Monkey Cult. And Monkey Cult, I mean, it really is. It's delicious. It really is. Guys, I do want to encourage some of my listeners to basically check out some of our merchandise here on the show, Savaged Unfiltered. We do have a merchandise website called savagearmy.com. Some of our new stuff, a true shotcaster. That's right, guys. A long time ago when I first started, with talk radio behind the scenes as a tech guy, radio guy, doing wires and stuff like that, setting up the studio. I was explained shot casting and everything, and I didn't really understand it until now, and I don't label myself as a talk radio host or a podcaster. I label myself as a shot caster because I'm not afraid to air anything here on this show, whether it's video or audio. You're gonna hear some really awesome interviews here on this show. I've pretty much had it all: politicians, comedians, movie stars, TV personalities. We just had recently here with April Rucker, which I highly suggest you check that show out. Tremendous stuff. Also, too, guys, like I'm trying to invite you on the website here. Scan this QR code, and you're gonna see a lot of cool stuff, including this T-shirt, a true shotcaster. That's right. Back to the show. We have Matt Zions here on the show, and Matt, I wanted to get into a little bit of what you're doing there with Monkey Cult Coffee Company. What's the next approach for this company? I know you said that you're dabbling with the alcohol infused products. Do you have any other approaches that you want to, pretty much bring into this company to get some more eyes on it? Because I know you guys are fairly new. You guys aren't really that old of a company, right?
No, we're just over a year, really. So, we have our distribution set up in a couple states. We are looking for some more distribution, potentially in other states. And we do our own distribution in Florida. So we're hoping that maybe we run into a distributor that wants to carry us in Florida. And since we already have a lot of places that carry us. We have been talking with a distiller that wants to make a coffee liqueur out of our beans. So it's something that we're looking at, making an actual liqueur out of our coffee. And we do have a couple of new flavors. We have the stouted salted caramel that we're going to be doing for the beer drinkers, really. And so it's a really cool
Savage
flavor to it. And we're working on a peanut butter whiskey coffee.
There you go. Wait, say that again? What's that flavor? Peanut
butter whiskey.
Wow. Okay. That might have to, the taste buds might have to adjust to that one. I mean, wow. Now you mentioned stores. You said you're partnered with some stores. Are these stores that you can, pick up this coffee at all, or?
There's stores all throughout Florida and Georgia. If you go on our website, there's a where to buy tab. But mostly who carries us is liquor stores. I'll be honest that, even though we don't sell liquor, it's because it's something that mixes well. You can go in and buy a bottle of bourbon. You can buy your coffee to wake you up, and it doesn't compete with any of their other products. So we do really well in liquor stores, but we're also in, different types of markets. Pick us up. We fit well in a lot of different places. So anybody who wants to carry our coffee is welcome to. There's a couple of coffee houses that carry our stuff. As a guest roaster, so we put our stuff in there.
You're like your small independent coffee houses. Is that what you mean? Or
right?
Yeah. I see a lot of coffee houses, especially in Florida, and I've kind of traveled different states. They love supporting their local companies, with coffee, and I think that's tremendous. Help out the little guy, until they can grow and stuff. And like I said, you guys are only about a year old, so the more exposure, the better, right? And
no, absolutely.
We would love to see some of your coffee in bigger chains, maybe like Walmart or Publix or, stuff like that, especially here in Florida. I think it would be tremendous, to give that reach, not just because of, the reach on Amazon. I mean, Amazon's a great outlet to sell anything, really, pretty much. But to get it, where it's more, pick and go, so to speak, instead of waiting. Because don't get me wrong, Matt, I love ordering stuff on Amazon, but to get it to an outlet like Walmart or Publix, you can just grab it and then boom, you don't have to wait for shipping. It's already there. You know what I mean? So that would be a good opportunity. I don't know if you guys have looked into that, but I'm just giving
we've discussed it. Once we make that move, it's a move that you have to be 100% ready for, and you can't make mistakes. And we've spoken to a couple of big box retailers, and the amounts that they're asking for would be a jump in our volume. And the one thing you can't do is you can't run out of coffee, and you have to be able to match their quotas. So that's, it's something we're working towards. We just want to make sure when we make that move that we're 100% ready.
Keep the inventory, there. I get it. Yeah. Speaking of inventory, how's the inventory looking? Are you guys able to fulfill the orders and everything? Because that's a question I was wanting to ask.
Yeah, we're constantly roasting, so we want fresh stuff in people's hands. And our stuff is good, for 90 days in the bag, but the truth is we want to get it into your hands as soon as we roast it. So it's a constant roast, just trying to keep everything fresh, getting it out to the stores, getting it out through Amazon, and we're finding a really healthy mix that that's something that I think that we're really good at.
Yeah. Yeah, I do see that, and I see a lot of great perks coming out of it. Anything else you want to discuss about the company, Matt? I love to hear some more fascinating ideas, because I'm fairly new to this company here. I've only heard you or heard about you within the last maybe couple weeks, if that.
Yeah,
You know, I
and
see,
that's funny. It's a lot of people come to us and they're like, "We're just starting to hear about you, and we're seeing you on the internet." And I think a lot of it is because there's just a lot of people wearing our gear. Our gear just does really well. You've got Clapton's drummer Sonny Emery out there wearing our shirts, in concert. Recently, a Minnesota Twins pitcher Louis Varland's been wearing our stuff. You've got
Okay.
Aaron Stecker, the old Bucks running back. You can find him on the internet wearing our stuff. Randy
Oh, wow.
Knorr, World Series catcher for the Blue Jays, wearing our stuff. So, our stuff's getting all around. There's a lot of models and influencers that, have been taking to our gear because our shirts are really cool. Our mugs are cool, our tumblers. So it's been something that helps the brand. But it's funny, when Louis Varland from the Twins, when he put on one of our shirts and put it on his social media, we started having shirt sales jump 500% in a day and all going to Minnesota and the Dakotas.
Wow. Wow, that's awesome. I mean, sports figures, celebrities you mentioned. I mean, public figures. That's awesome. I mean, that's how you get the message across. That's how you sell product. I believe in promotion like that. Push. Because if you're not pushing, you're not developing yourself. You're not growing your material. You're not growing your content. We constantly do the same thing here on the show. We're constantly pushing. And sometimes, like you mentioned earlier before, you have to be ready in order to get to those outlets, right? You have to be ready in order, because you want to do it the right way. You only get that one chance, right? Like if you do it too quickly, you might miss something that you should have put in, and you're like, wow, man, I should have put that damn thing in there. Shit. And, you want to do it the right way. Like there's been approaches with myself of, possibly going on to Sirius FM. And I spoke to, my producers and, team here, partners and stuff on the show. And I'm like, you know what, we should go over there. And we're like, no, we got to do it the right way, And I mean, they just don't take anybody. But I mean, with the show's growth, and we've been on Spotify and other platforms and doing this for like 5 years. So, I mean, it's got to be done the right way. So I do agree with you, Matt. What else I was going to say? Just with your products and stuff as a small business entrepreneur, owner and stuff of a company like this. You mentioned coffee houses, you mentioned breweries, commercials. Is there commercials coming your way or what? Like, can you say anything about that, or is it still?
No, we really spend a lot of our time on social media and online advertising right now. I'll be honest, like we're, us and our marketing team we're constantly on social media interacting with people. People send us messages asking about a coffee. We strike up conversations with them. People will jump into our threads and, just talk to us. And we're always just open to talk about coffee and why we're doing this and, what we have to offer. And we've put out a really good product. Our coffee is really good, and, we're proud of what we do. On a bunch of levels. We're proud that the product is really good, and we're proud that, we're doing something altruistic. And even though the altruistic thing, I'll admit it's a little bit for me because it's my way of, remembering someone. But, at the end of the day, we picked a charity, the National Pediatric Cancer Foundation, because they're so transparent with their books. You know exactly where the money goes. And we met with a ton of charities when we started this. And, I didn't feel good about giving money to a lot of these charities. And
why was that, if you don't mind me asking? Well, why'd you feel that way?
Well, a lot of them don't open their books, and I think those are the ones that we said that we had no interest in. We wanted to see someone's books because we want to know where the money goes. And the ones that did open their books to us, a lot of times there was line items that, we didn't know what the money went towards, and they couldn't answer. For personnel, be like, okay, was that paying your people? Because we see you also have, payroll here, and they're like, no, it's not for payroll, but it's, it's a different line item, so they can't explain where the money goes. With National Pediatric Cancer Foundation, it was 90% of the money actually goes to cancer research. It's very few line items. They're not spending money on lavish parties. They're not, they're really getting money to, where it goes best. And
Yeah,
I mean,
we run into issues the same way like you run into, with partnerships and, trying to, kind of cross collaborate. I more or less call it cross collaborating with, with other companies, because, hey, we want to help them, but we also want to help back. But, with donations and stuff like you just mentioned, you want to know where the money's going, right? You want to know, like, I'm going to donate my hard earned money to a company that most likely will benefit from my endorsement, right? Because it's looked as an endorsement, right? You're endorsing it through the donation, but you also want to understand where the money's going. And if they can't give you that feedback, well, then I'm sorry, you just lost a partner. You just lost a potential company that could benefit, your cause or your organization. And that's very unfortunate, Matt. You run into issues like that all the time, especially with scamming, very, very well heavily on social media. I see it a lot on social media. You get the spam bots, you get the fake promoters, and so, I want to promote your product and, this and that. And, if you send me so much money, I'll give you so much subs, and which are for subscription, guys. That's what a sub stands for. And, we'll help you out and this and that. And then all of a sudden you look and you're like, shit, man, I just got ripped off. I mean, they're out there, but like, that's great that you were able to partner with American Cancer Society and you understand where the money's going. And that's a big organization.
National Pediatric Cancer
Foundation. National. Yeah. Sorry, I had to throw that in here. Yeah. National Pediatric Cancer. And that's a big organization. And it's great to partner, with them. And here's a question for you. Because of the organization, National Pediatric Cancer there, were they kind of questioning, even working with you to begin with? Because the reason why I'm asking is they see Monkey Colt, like... Was there a question before they actually agreed to it, Matt, or no?
There probably would have been, but my fiance worked for a company in Tampa called Spectrio, and they were great to her. And somebody from Spectrio actually happened to work at this charity, and somebody else had mentioned to me. So they knew me and they knew her story. So they kind of welcomed us with open arms, and they said, whatever we can do, we would love to see you guys get big and, donate even more money to, cancer prevention. So they were arms wide open.
Wow. Yeah. And sorry I had to ask, because like when I see the name Monkey Colt, people are like, I wonder what this company's about,
What's funny is if you say something enough, it starts.
You know what I mean, though, right, Matt? I hate
absolutely.
to chime in, but you know what I mean. Like, especially with labels and titles today, more than ever, they're either looked at more than once, right? They're either triggered, they're either judged. I didn't mean to do that to you, but like when you hear that, like you want to like, oh shit, I want to know what this company's about. But
we kind of probably named ourselves, bourbon infusion style coffee company or alcohol coffee inspired company, boozy infusions, whatever. But we really felt like a cult of monkeys rallying to a cause is a great way to to honor what we do. And when you hear a word enough, it starts becoming normal lexicon. And at first, some people do. And if you're in, maybe parts of the Bible Belt, may not accept it, and other groups, and that's okay. I was
going to say you might not attract the the church crowd, but that's okay.
They might not be drinking boozy inspired coffees anyhow, so it's probably okay. It's funny, we have our age mix. I thought that our age mix was going to be pretty young, but we are a high percentage of our sales are people 50 and up, and it's because they like the coffee. When the product speaks for themselves, they get past the name, they forget it, and you say Monkey Cult Coffee, and then eventually it just rolls off the tongue, Monkey Cult, and you forget that it's kind of a strange name to begin with.
That you might have a future commercial in your production there. When you just said Monkey Colt. You throw that in your head. You might have some ideas that pop up. Before I did podcasting, I was a producer, so I mean, you get the ideas rolling, and you're like, shit, man, let's roll with it. But where did you go, or how did you come into the play with those colors, black and red? It looked like what is that, yellow or silver?
Yeah, the black and red, I think, was just, a creation that we really wanted to put together. And
Yeah.
yeah, it just went really well. So my daughter did the original graphic work, and it was really scary. And we brought in, our own graphic artist to actually do all the artwork on the project. And we have secondary logos that we use, and our join the cult hashtag.
Yeah, I love the QR code. By the way, guys, if when Matt had it up, there you go, scan away. I mean, it's coming in pretty clear. So it depends on how you're viewing the episode, guys. Scan that QR code, guys, and you're going to get all the information. We'll put up QR codes throughout this broadcast, guys, and you get all great stuff, products. I noticed that. You have some gear on your website, don't you? Like some T-shirts and stuff.
Amazing T-shirts with we call this guy Roderick, and we have some great T-shirts with him.
Oh, he has a name.
And the back has a join the cult. My daughter named him also. She said Roderick, and I said Roderick. He will be
Roderick. Okay, I got you. Yeah. So he's Roderick
of everything. He's our flavor auditor, head roaster. He does everything around here.
So, God, you got me thinking of ideas now. And you could take them, steal them. I don't care. It's your company and everything. But so, is there? We have Roderick the monkey, right? He's the cult leader. He's the guy running the helm there at Monkey Cult Coffee Company. Is there other characteristics that come into play? Other personas, or not just yet?
Not yet. But we've talked about it. Actually, a couple of the ads that are at the liquor stores on the doors have these little disciples that are bowing down. So we have Roderick's disciples. So maybe in the future they have their own little line or something.
Oh God, like Wayne's World, right? We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
That's exactly what they are. They have little tails hanging out of monks' robes. But
yeah, that's awesome, man. I mean, wow. I really do. I wish you the best of luck, Matt, and your future endeavors with this amazing coffee company. And the flavor is outstanding, guys. I mean, folks, pick it up today. I mean, what the hell are you waiting for? I mean, this coffee, will literally, give you a bolt of energy. That particular bag that you're showing me, I've tasted that coffee bag, and that I drank that in my tumbler here. I got about like this big. It's back at the house here. I'm in the studio, guys, but I drank that within like maybe a minute. Like a flash of energy, just like jolted through my body. I'm like, Jesus Christ, man, this fucking shit is man, some good stuff.
It gives you the power of 10 monkeys. We haven't had the FDA back us on that, but that's what we'd like to think.
No. Well, the hell with the FDA. I mean, if you guys are backing, this by your word, I'm gonna believe you. I'm gonna vouch for you 100%. And again, I do want to wish you the best of luck with this, and everything that comes your way. And guys, we put here on the screen again, guys. Boozy coffee is just better, and we're seeing it here. Scan this QR code, guys, if you want to save a little money, especially in our inflation, which is out of control. Use the code SAVAGED at checkout, and you'll get some exclusive deals on us. So big hat tip to you, Matt, for coming on the show. And thank you for allowing us to, kind of partner with you a little bit, with the promo codes and everything. I know we reached out to a couple of your team members there. I'm not sure who I spoke to, but thank you again for allowing us to, kind of cross collaborate with one another. It's all about helping one another. It's all about growing, and it's all about bringing good quality coffee like you guys are bringing here on the show. And, some of my listeners, guys, if you want to know more, check them out today. Yeah.
And thank you for having us on the show, and thank you for helping us spread the word. We appreciate it.
Yeah, not a problem. And like I said, guys, if you miss anything that we addressed here on the show, they will put in the show notes here on the audio and video feedback there. Again, Matt, thanks very much, buddy, and take it easy, man. Yeah.
Thanks. We'll see you soon.
All righty. Alrighty, guys. You just heard Matt Zions. He is the one of the head guys behind this amazing coffee company called Monkey Colt Coffee Company. Amazing, guys. Check them out today. I think you're really, really going to be impressed. Like I say at the end of every show, thanks for dropping by. Be savage, not average. Until next time, guys.